What is up, everybody? Welcome back, fellers and fellettes. We got a rough morning start to this morning. We had a my little solar panel jump, charger shorted out. Kind of drained these batteries down enough just to where it wouldn't fire up the loader this morning. So now we're sitting here. I had to run back home, grab a service truck, grab a battery, another set of jumper cables, because this is a 24 volt system, not a 12 volt. So hopefully y'all learn a little bit of something today. We're gonna jump a 12 volt tractor off of a 12 volt truck and 12 volt jump box. So hopefully this will go quick and we'll be up and running. I'm gonna do a little grading today and be able to hopefully get a little bit of something done, right? So y'all stick around and watch me either fix something or break something. Let's do it. The key part to not frying either your truck or this is to not hook it up completely across the circuit, as in, so this has got 4 batteries and we're making 24 volts with it. So we really need to only go from battery to battery to keep us on 12 volts. All right, so I grab my meter. See if we can't check this out. And I'll show y'all kind of what I got going on here in a second after I get everything hooked up, and then I'll bring y'all over so y'all can, really enjoy like I do. Measuring batteries, you're always on DC. If you don't know what DC is, it's direct current. It's the flat line with the line up under it is dotted, not the squiggly line, some people like to call it. So we're gonna check. All right, so we've got 24.2, and across each battery we've got 12 volts. So I tell you, I'm a Chevy guy down deep to the core, but this model year truck, them battery terminals, they ain't made for jumping nothing. I'll tell you that, because they put them in the worst spot I think they ever possibly could, because you can't get the ground jumper cable in there for nothing. Complete pain in the butt. That's all right though. All right. Always be mindful which one's a positive, which one's a negative, so you don't fry something. Wouldn't be very cool. All right, let's see what happens. Contact. We almost had it, but I really don't want to burn up a starter, so I'm gonna give it a second. Let all the wires cool down a little bit. We'll give it one more shot. It sounded like it was about to pop off though. All right, contact. All right, now I got a bad connection on something here. Should have just kept going, shouldn't I? Come on, Bertha, Betsy, Beatrice, whatever your name might be. Contact. For heaven's sakes. Contact. All right. We gotta do a little more work here. I'm gonna have to clean some battery cables up. Let's hit this one more time. Hoping for some spark. Fire. Ain't no spark in the diesel. Spark plugs at least. Contact. For heaven's sakes. I don't know if my truck's dead. My battery cable done come off somewhere. Let's try to fire up a truck here. Contact. 24.3 volts. But I tell you, she ain't enough to get her going. That is annoying. All right, well, I got one more set of jumper cables here and one more battery. So we're gonna throw all that on there too. Hey, Shamama. I did hook that up right, didn't I? Okay. Well, that ain't worth a cuss. Ugh. So I ain't having a whole lot of luck with the trying to jump it. So I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning some battery terminals up. Kind of rotate which battery is on the truck for a minute while it's pumping out 14 volts and see if I can get it bumped up enough to get some smoke pipe here this morning. This poor battery cable has seen its better days, I tell you that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna check voltage down here on the starter. See what we're reading down here. I did hear pop. So what I've been trying to get done is you've got 4 batteries in here, but they're in parallel, so you're really only putting out 24 volts. So they're 12 volt batteries each. I verified that with the meter. This is what I was talking about. That is DC voltage right there, and you'll see it'll come up with a line, and you'll see DC voltage right there. Put in this, there should be AC. What I'm doing, you're just going red to a positive terminal and black to a negative terminal, and I'm getting 12 volts somewhere around there. I've got 25.5 right now across that ground, and that is my positive, and that's the end of the circuit. So but when I hit the key, it's just draining them straight down past 24, and it has no butt to give any juice. So I'm gonna rip these things out of here, take them home, put them on the charge, and we'll be back in the morning. At this point, I went through, cleaned everything up, and I checked all my voltages on each battery to see which one was actually dead. So I've got 12.5, 12.5, 11 something, 11 something. So I know these front two are draining the system down essentially. So what I'm gonna try, and hopefully will work, is put my main juice on these two. Hopefully put my jump box on these two and we'll get it to pop off. So let's try. All right, well, I'm at the point that I just ain't got enough juice. The batteries are too drained down to pop off, so I'm gonna pull them out, take them back home to the shop, let them charge up for a few days. We'll round back. I do have a set of large batteries in a big old flatbed I have that might be charged, so I might be able to come back tomorrow morning and be able to pop something off. But for right now, big girl's gonna be sitting overnight at least to charge up. So we'll catch y'all in the morning. I'll bring y'all back along, rip these batteries out, and head to the house. Well, welcome back, fellers and fellettes. We are back here. Now it's Wednesday. Got the batteries charged. We're gonna throw them back in the loader, see if we can't get this thing to pop off. It's a little bit warmer than it was the other morning, so hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit of smoke building in the stack, and hopefully be able to do a little bit of grading. So we're gonna get after it and see what we can get done. Alrighty. You got gas? Don't hear nothing crazy going on, so let's try it out. Here we go. Contact. Maybe we got something else going on. And we're back for another fun-filled day of trying to mess around with this freaking Komatsu. So, kind of left off yesterday. We were running it. I was doing a little time lapse for y'all, showing me work the dirt, and then I was like, man, this thing's throttle is just halfway there. You know, I don't have all the butt in this machine that I should have, you know, that I normally have. So I went ahead, stopped it. I was like, all right, well, maybe I got some fuel filter issues, fuel delivery problems. Okay, change filter out. We had to run to O'Reilly's, grab a new filter, come back, grab a ball valve in front of the filter, turn it on just to make sure I got flow. No flow. I was like, what the world? So now I got to tracing some lines, you know, figuring out whether there's a screen up under the tank that's clogged. Found that screen, pulled it out, cracked the valve, plenty of flow. All right, so I know it ain't coming out the bottom of the tank, or I know it is coming out the bottom of the tank, but I'm still not getting it to my filter. So on the Komatsus, I didn't know, there's what they call, or what I've been told is called a slosh box. So your slosh box is basically a check valve, so you don't have 50 gallons of head pressure of fuel coming down here to your injection pump. So what that thing does is it acts like a float basically in your carburetor. It fills a bowl, and once the bowl gets filled, it cuts it off. I didn't know that, found that out now. So I just bypassed it yesterday. I said, well, you know, we'll put a ball valve there's already a ball valve in front of the fuel filter, and there's a check valve or a valve up under the fuel tank, so I'll just cut both those off before I leave. So talk to the owner of the machine. That's kind of the route we said we were gonna go, because when you change fuel filters on this thing, it's a dog to prime. And I just didn't have the battery power to sit there and turn it over and turn it over and turn it over. As y'all saw, I've already had some battery issues. So basically what we came to do today, we're gonna put our plugs in so the slosh box doesn't get full of crap. I'm gonna end up kind of pulling and zip tying the lines back to a good spot to where I know they're not gonna get hung on anything. And we're gonna go from there, see if we can get a few minutes on the machine this evening and get all that taken care of. So let me show y'all exactly what I was talking about. All right, so this is your injection pump, right? Now if you come right over here, on the other side of the machine, we've got our fuel filter down here. Let's see if y'all can see it. We've got the fuel filter hooked up and a ball valve in front of it. So we just cut the ball valve off, And there's a valve up under the tank that we're cutting off as well. Let me hop up here, kind of show y'all what I'm talking about with the slosh box. So this is my bypass hose that I put in right here. Your slosh box is actually right there. So you got fuel that comes in from the tank, goes down to a slosh box, comes up, goes to my filter over here, and then to your ejection pump. Well, I don't know how many of y'all have actually dealt with diesels and when they run out of fuel or change filters, and they do not like to suck. So most of the time getting some pressure on them makes loaders or whatever start way easier. Here's the valve underneath the tank. This is your tank. There's a metal screen. If you take this plug out, it's about a 3-inch metal screen that I cleaned that out. That looked good. So for right now, we're gonna bypass the slosh box, and what I'm gonna do when I run it is just crack this open and crack my ball valve so I don't have all this pressure just full hose going to the machine. It's just gonna kind of trickle in. And right now everything is primed, so we should be good. And yeah, we're just gonna basically put the plugs in the slosh box, make sure all my stuff's tight, pull my cables out the way, and see if we can't get to running. All right, so here we are again. Now we got another issue. So basically, started running the thing for a few minutes as you saw, and then we got into, we're dumping fuel out of this, which is a vent for your slosh box. So now what I've come up with is, I didn't think about the return for the injectors or the injection pump, right? So that thing is getting fuel and it's sending it back, and was sending it back to the slosh box, which is now capped off. So either I got one or two options. Option one is put it back how it was originally designed and try to get this thing primed up, which is, I'll be honest with you, I don't really feel like doing that because I always run into battery issues. You know, I'm not next to my house. I have no power out here. Option two is find a way to make a return from this hose right here back to my tank. And then I started getting into, well, you know, this isn't my machine, so that means I would like to do it right. If it was mine, yeah, I'd run a hose out of that, drop it in top of the tank, and keep running it for however long I needed to. But it's not my machine. I want to make it to where he ain't got to think about it when I bring it back. You know, I ain't got to worry about all this crap that I did. So I'm honestly debating on putting it back to the factory. I think what I had going on the first time was I had fuel, a fuel filter clog. Probably why I was starving the thing for fuel the very first go around. But right now I gotta go meet my wife, and so I'm gonna ponder on it, chew on it throughout the night at work. Maybe I can scrounge up some parts to actually do the return a good way, or we'll put it back factory and we'll fight the prime issues tomorrow. Either way, I'll be spending some time doing some priming or re-piping that y'all will get to see. So, you know, hope y'all enjoy it, because man, this thing's whooping my butt this week. All right, well, that wraps up another one. So that was a fun-filled journey over the last week and a half, and freaking battling issues with this thing, with the slosh box, batteries, making fuel cables, fuel lines, doing all kinds of stuff to try to keep this machine running. We got a good little bit done. I got all the trash dirt pulled to the side. Now we're down to some halfway decent stuff, so hopefully we're gonna run this thing this week and try to get a little more done. We just got back from a good little vacation at the beach and feeling all rejuvenated, and now it's kind of what a feller needed, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get back on it this week. Maybe try to kill a turkey. I might bring y'all along for that too. And we're gonna have a good time doing it. And hopefully y'all enjoy it. Thank you.